Hello YouTube, this is Dakota from Bowtied Media. Today we've got another installment of This Week in EDM, where you go over songs that, well, came out this past week in EDM. As always, there's a Spotify link down below for all the songs. And just remember, this is just my opinion. Do not take them as gospel truths. Let's hop into it. Starting us off in the trash category is Excision and Sullivan King featuring From Ashes to New with Adrenaline. I'm so incredibly tired of these two producing this kind of in-your-face, rock-infused dubstep track that just has seemingly so little musicality to it. The mixing is so flat and linear, while the song really offers nothing. Then hopping into the bad category, we've got NURKO and Dior with I Want You. This feels like a product of wanting to hit that edgy sad boy aesthetic, but having no real plan for it in execution. This is practically an Dior song that's just produced by NURKO, as NURKO feels totally absent from this track, while the lyricism and narrative that Ian provides are pretty boring. We got DJ Snake and Stray Kids with In the Dark from the new Nomad LP out now by DJ Snake. Yeah, this new album is a real mixed bag, and this song in particular is very much a sentiment of that, being this attempt at a vibey synthwave cut. I don't think the vocals hit really, and the production just feels super flat again. Then we've got ILLENIUM featuring Ryan Tedder with Your Love. ILLENIUM went for this grand, anthemic, festival progressive house song, but really just created a track that offers nothing new in any capacity. And for how long those lead-ins are, the fact that the first drop is just 8 bars, no, it needs to be longer than that. It's generic, derivative, and boring. Then we got Millennial Trash and Chime with Formaliteez. Yeah, I'm sadly not feeling this track. I feel like that main synth lead is overcooked and awkward, while the rest of the production follows a typical 140 dubstep structure. The song ultimately just doesn't really work for me. And hopping into the meh category, we've got Rehab and AFROJACK with Loud for the People from the new Basement Sessions Volume 1 EP by Rehab. This is a pretty monotonous and fairly linear house tune that just kind of exists. Not bad by any means, but definitely isn't doing anything special either. Then got Steve Aoki and Nicky Romero with Higher Off the Ground. A relatively fine, bass-focused tech house track that's very clearly meant for that live performance and playlist ad. But yeah, I would say I'm more impressed with this track than I expected to be, but far from blown away. Then we got Blanke and Cyclops with Cheat Death. A screechingly intense dubstep cut with a shorter run that has some really solid elements, but ultimately is just sonically maybe too much for me to really want to revisit time and time again. It's that intense to the point where I really wouldn't want to hear this tune anywhere other than a live context. Then we got William Black and Afinity featuring Trella with Too Good to Be True from the new Shadow Realm LP out now by William Black. This track is a fairly typical melodic dubstep track that just sounds like a million other melodub tracks out there in both its production and narrative. Then we got Anyma and Solomun with Till I Die. This is a pop radio-friendly tech house tune that's meant to be, at least have huge streaming numbers. That being said, it is actually a decent tune. Again, nothing earth-shattering, but stronger than some of his other tracks for sure, especially the more radio-centric ones. Then we got Whipped Cream with Life. A new Whipped Cream track that doesn't sound a whole lot like her, at least production-wise. Her vocals are, yes, obviously Whipped Cream, but the backing production is a much slower, more calmed-down deep house sound that is quite different from her typical discography. Then we got What's a Nut and Buunshin featuring Lucy Lucy with Dancing in the Leaves. Another solid collab, but one that plays it, I think, a little too short and safe. I like the atmosphere and tone of this track, but I definitely feel like it's really short. Their other collabs have been stellar, but this one is just a little bit more underwhelming. Then hopping into the good category, we've got Hardwell and Dyro with Not Alone. A huge step up from some of the Hardwell tracks that have been released as of late, but this is, a more energetic hardstyle tune with a great supporting vocal. It's got a bit of that anthemic feel to it, which I think really elevates it. Then we've got Last Heroes and HYMNALS with Above the Stars. A solid new melodub song from these guys with a killer start to that second drop in particular. It's a little typical, but very well executed. Then we've got the Subtronics remix of Crystallized, originally by John Summit featuring Inéz. I think this remix is actually a major improvement over the original, which was fairly fine in my opinion. Subtronics' signature sound really shines through while not being too overpowering. Then we've got Drinks on Me with Holding Me from the new Hopeless Romantic LP. Drinks on Me's first venture into a full-length record sees him blending garage production and a more sentimental style of personal lyricism. This track in particular isn't the most explosive or dense song production-wise, but that's the trade-off for a song that at least attempts to say something real. Then we got G Jones and Eprom with Slamming Keys. A new IDM/breakbeat cut from these two, which is very much to be expected. It's got a heavier focus on that piano sound, hence the title and artwork. But yeah, it does give it a unique style, and the rest of the tune just feel a little jagged at times, but overall I thought it was pretty solid. Then we got Memba with Patience. Another solid Memba single leading into this brand new album. Definitely didn't feel blown away by this tune, but a solid Memba track is better than like what 80% of most producers can put out. Then we've got Viperactive and Dylan Francis with Louder. A nice new collab from these two, but one that feels a little more reserved than I would have anticipated or maybe hoped. It's got a bit of a throwback trap sound at times, which keeps things, I guess, fairly straightforward, all things considered. Then we got Mr. Bill and Tipper with Burton Pigmentation from the new Mr. Melizanza, I want to say, LP out now by Mr. Bill. Yes, this is another collection of wonky, IDM-like, almost micro-drop stylized tunes. This track in particular is more intricate and a minute track with lots of little details. Actually, the whole album is very much like this. If you love that kind of softer, more niche sound design, you'll love this. Then we got Cloud None with Everything You Need from the new Lost Tapes album. This is a collection of career-spanning Cloud None tunes that obviously stays core to his sound. This track in particular is a solid lost track that could have easily been a highlight track from a separate EP or LP if it was released that way. This is kind of Cloud None's version of Skrillex's FU, Andy Warhol, that kind of thing. So it's his own mixtape version. Then we got Nostalgics featuring Kyra Mastro with Holy. I'm actually really loving this new bass house track from Nostalgics. It has the perfect amount of bounce for a live context, while also high quality enough to be thoroughly enjoyed by the headphone crowd. Plus, the vocals from Kyra are killer to boot. Then we got Mern and Koala with Essentia. One of my favorite Mern singles in quite some time. I love the length and progression of this more melodic house tune. The track keeps things fairly steady, but is just one that works really well. Then we got Sam Gellatry with On and On from the new Anywhere Here Is Perfect LP. Sam's debut album is here, and this release single is exactly as to be expected in all the best ways. It's a groovy synth-funk track with a bright guitar and synth hits that smatter across the 4-minute runtime. It's part nostalgic, part modern funk, and all around amazing. Then we got Tennyson with Cougar from the new AKA EP. Tennyson always has his signature blend of indie-tronica sound design with this almost metallic-like soft synth palette. It's a beautiful atmospheric track with a lot of natural aesthetics. Then we got KLAXX San Holo with I Feel Alive, a stellar collab from San Holo and fairly emerging artists in their own right, KLAXX. It's a modern future-based banger with an intense final movement that really elevates the track up another level. Beautifully chaotic tune with a hybrid trap-ish edge to it at times. Then we've got Muzz with Enigma. Prime Muzz is here and on full display. This is the atmospheric, story-driven Muzz that I grew up with and love. It's a longer, more drawn-out track with stellar sound design and just peak production quality. And in the standout category, we've got Higo with Energy, another absolute banger of UK garage production from Higo, who feels like he's in a league of his own at this point. The beat is groovy, the melodies are stellar, this tune just gives and gives and gives, and I particularly love the punchy bass line paired with those sparkling synth hits. And we've got Underscores with Do It, an all-time Underscores track. I absolutely love everything about this tune, from the bouncy electropop production to the notion of anonymity in romantic relationships, narratively, to even the choreography of the music video. I think this is Underscores, probably a top 5 all-time song for me. And the emerging artist spotlight for the week is Phaedra with Toonami from the new Truthless EP. This track in particular is a dark, experimental-leaning dubstep tune with a real unique sound palette, particularly with that kind of ever-present and bright vocal chops. I'm a fan of this for sure. But that's been This Week in EDM. Let me know what you guys think of any and all songs in the comment section below. But other than that, I'm Dakota from Bowtied Media, and I'll see you guys in another video.